there's a lot of effects shots. I do love the fact that they were on a boat,
and it's a real boat,
and it's a real boat in a real ocean.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Where it could be real, it was.
Well, and it was funny because half the time, we would get, and we got a few of them, lingering shots of Odysseus at the rail looking out as they're going through the waves and trying to find their way home. And part of me is just in my head, I'm just thinking Matt Damon's got to be sitting there, standing there, just thinking, this is so cool. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. I'm Mark. That is Ryan. Hey Ryan.
Hello.
So last night, we saw the event movie of the summer. I know that Hollywood says that a lot, but this is the one that was probably the closest thing to a guarantee. Closest thing to a guarantee, not a guaranteed guarantee. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Look, I studied Greek drama, tragedy, in college when I got my degree. So I understand the importance of the Iliad and the Odyssey to the Greek culture. This one came with a little baggage. Again, I don't know why Hollywood insists on adding baggage or announcing baggage or whatever the hell they want to do. We try to ignore it.
Is it Hollywood who's announcing baggage, or is it people outside of Hollywood who assigned baggage?
Well, you know what? In many cases, it is in fact both. Because sometimes actors need to plug their movie and not say things that they know are going to be inflammatory to the group that also goes out of their way to add baggage. And in this case, it is complaining that Homer didn't have enough female representation in the Odyssey. And of course, the other side of that is that segment of the internet that has casting issues. So there you go. However, as I said in my Instagram post and the YouTube short that I posted about this prior to seeing it, this is a movie first and foremost, and we have to look at it as a movie. Then we can start doing whatever we want in terms of source material and whatnot. But let's talk about the Odyssey. Christopher Nolan. Whoo, Nelly. Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o, Zendaya, Charlize Theron. Many people. Tons of people in this. Cast of thousands, if you will. It's a Cecil B. DeMille production.
Well, it is an epic.
It is an epic after all. Look, let's what are your general thoughts on this one coming out? Just overall, how do you feel about the movie before we start getting specific?
I would say not Nolan's best film ever, but pretty darn good.
Maybe had some pacing issues. But other than that, I'm still drinking most of the Kool-Aid.
Okay, there you go. Look, and I've said before that I have a weird relationship with Christopher Nolan, in that I think he's incredibly talented and I love him, and I wind up not liking more of his movies than I like, and I don't understand how that works, but it's true. That said, we both did love Oppenheimer.
Yes.
I don't know what you consider his best film ever, and I'm not ready to make that determination.
Yeah.
But
we'll hold off on that. But
well, yeah. So look, I like I said, I studied the Greek tragedies. I understand the import of Homer. This is a pretty darn good motion picture there, fellas.
Yeah.
I think the cast overall is pretty good. With a couple of issues, but and not the casting, the performances. I think, yeah, pace. You say there's some pacing issues, and I'm wondering if you are looking at pacing the way I'm just looking at construction.
Well,
because for me, I like the way he's telling this story.
I think the beginning is construction.
I at 3 hours, I just feel like there's maybe 15 minutes or thereabouts that could be
Fiddled with.
now. I don't know that would necessarily do for me what I think it would.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Um,
No, it does.
but I
Just there was just something
midway, 2/3 of the way through, sort of area where it just felt it needed to pick up some steam. I guess is
Okay.
the best
No,
way I can
no,
describe
that's
it.
fair. And look, when Oppenheimer was out, we took because that was right in that spate of 3 hour plus long movies.
Yes.
Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer. I mean, there was just a ton of super long films, and the point that I had always made then, and I made specifically with Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon, was that you've always said a movie needs to be as long as it needs to be,
Yes.
whether that's 3 hours or whether that's 90 minutes.
Yes.
And I agree. And I also said that when Oppenheimer came out, I said, look, you could probably cut easily a half an hour out of that movie. I said, but I didn't begrudge him any of those minutes.
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon, you could cut 2 hours out of, and I begrudged them every single one of those minutes. And this one, yeah, there's probably some fiddling one could do in the old editing bay. But I don't hate the fact that it's 3 hours. I actually thought it was 2.5 hours going in. And now it's 3 hours. I'm like, okay, so it could be a little shorter. And yes, the center, the center bits with the suitors. The suitors are the weakest part of the film for me.
Well,
Those sequences are
they're the least interesting characters.
yes. And so that makes if the characters aren't interesting, even if the pacing is technically okay, it feels like burning time. That said, my biggest problem with this, and it actually goes back to a statement that is attributed to Nolan, and I don't know if he actually said it, but it's about the dialogue and how it's modern dialogue.
Okay.
And how audiences don't want to sit through blah 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 blah. So they got to be able to understand. It's like give the audiences a little bit of credit, but the modern dialogue didn't really bother me, except for one word. Every time Tom Holland said "Dad," I about lost my mind. I'm like, at the very least, Prince Telemachus should be referring to his absent king / father as father to lend some gravitas to the rest of the dialogue. Every time he said "Dad" drove me up a wall. It really did. That's what bothers me about the script. Like I said, I loved the way he constructed the story. We didn't get the Song of Odysseus, which they keep referring to, because in this, the Song of Odysseus is the horse and the fall of Troy.
Yes.
The Iliad is the Song of Odysseus about his journey home, the Odyssey.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting play. So instead of getting the Song of Odysseus, we get Odysseus imparting that tale to us in terms of his memory, as he's trying to
Recover
his way home and recover his memory, because he's been with Calypso for 7 years. So I found that an interesting way, and it generally worked for me, the way he constructed it to give us this story in a way that's just not a straight A to B narrative. So it was interesting. I think there's a lot of effects in here, and there necessarily have to be. We get Cyclops, we get giants, we get Scylla and Charybdis. So there's a lot of effects shots. I do love the fact that they were on a boat,
and it's a real boat,
and it's a real boat in a real ocean.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Where it could
And
be real, it was.
Well, and it was funny because half the time, we would get, and we got a few of them lingering shots of Odysseus at the rail, looking out as they're going through the waves and trying to find their way home. And part of me is just in my head, I'm just thinking Matt Damon's got to be sitting there, standing there, just thinking, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It's just,
well, you hope he was. That's what he said.
if he wasn't, then screw you, Matt Damon.
He's either thinking that or what have am I too old for this?
Yeah, that's probably also, well, to be fair, he was playing an old guy at this point.
Yeah.
But there were two. Well, how did you feel about that then? Because you talked about you talked about pacing. We talked about the suitors.
And let's be straightforward. And it's only a minor complaint.
Right, okay,
This is
not a deal breaker.
I'm not. I don't want to suggest that I didn't enjoy the film, because at the what matters most in this film is that at the end I care about the characters.
Right.
And at the end, I cared about the characters. So, I mean, if we're talking about, if there's a list of things that this film has to do, it did most of them really well. I would have liked more of the fantasy element. What was there was quite good.
A little more Harryhausen for you?
Well, it doesn't have to be Harryhausen necessarily. I mean, I don't know that Harryhausen fits into what this aesthetic, but anyway. But yeah, I mean, just like there's places they visit. Well, you know what? It's just that some of it's so good. It's the fantasy, the weirdness, and the body horror of one scene, and the kind of living horror of the dead rising, and there's some really neat moments in here, and those are the ones I think I enjoyed the most, and I think they could have played with some of those a little bit more. I loved the Cyclops design.
Oh, I hated the Cyclops design.
Really? See, and I was waiting.
I was
waiting. I loved it.
And the fact that we didn't get No One Took My Eye.
Well, yes, and Nolan has addressed that. He
thought it was he childish? Was it stupid?
He just couldn't get it to work. He just didn't think he could. He tried. He had it in there at times, and he just couldn't get it to work for him.
Well, it's okay. But that's not a deal breaker for me. I said the design on the Cyclops I did not like.
See, and
it looked more like a.
Well, I liked it because it was a disfigurement.
Yeah, rather than a species.
Well, it still could. I mean, who's to say that's not how? It's less human that way.
Well, we only see one Cyclops, when in the Odyssey there are more than one Cyclops.
This is true. Yes.
I'll tell you what my actual biggest problem with that scene is, and it ties into an earlier thing. Odysseus continually, he's the wisest, he's the smartest, he's the cleverest.
He's also a dick.
He is a dick, but he can be a dick. But he's wise, he's smart, and he's clever, and he's cautious. That's part of why he stays alive. That's he's not rash necessarily. That is not his thing. He's a thinker. So there are two places.
He's not a thinker in that moment.
Well, we'll talk about that. There's two decisions he makes here.
And I don't know.
In this movie.
The source text.
And it's been a while. I mean, I have it. It's the beautiful leather-bound Barnes and Noble's version.
So I will say that I do not know the text well enough to know.
Yeah, well, because the first thing that bothered me about him, and it goes back. It's an echo of a problem I had with Jackson's Hobbit. Was when they changed the characterization of Bilbo by making him brave-ish at a point.
Sure.
When he saves Thorin by jumping out of the burning tree onto the warg.
Fair.
That didn't happen in the book, but it changes Bilbo's character. In this one, Odysseus gambles on a different route home.
Yes.
Because he's just being pissy with Agamemnon.
Because he's sick of following him.
Because he's sick of following Agamemnon. When that's a batch of we'll find some places to get get supplies. And it's like, dude, that's a gamble. Not really his thing, but it's like, sure, tired of following Agamemnon, fine. Then the second one is with the Cyclops at the end.
Yes.
He takes that shot. And it's like, that is completely antithetical.
But it is, so that if that's not in this,
It's not, because he leaves him on the beach wailing about, no one took my eye.
Okay.
So
I agree.
Because you can't continue to antagonize and expect to. That's not his goal. Was to get his men back to the boat. Get his men back to the boat. Get his men back to the boat. I mean, the smartest. I mean, and it's in exact opposition to what he does after that with Circe, when he does not act rashly. He grabs the raven, but does not kill it.
Yes.
He does not kill her because he knows what is up with his men.
Yes.
That is more Odysseus than those other two scenes. Not a deal breaker.
No,
but it bothered me.
I don't disagree with you. I think that was a little like, oh, where did that come from? Yes. So I will agree with you on that moment. And my only explanation can be is it's part of his character arc of learning.
Well, again, this is not a direct 1-to-1. But like I said, so there's a couple things that bothered me. And like I said, not deal breakers. Not deal breakers at all. But I noticed, and so they kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I'll move on and deal with it. What else do we want to talk about this? Like I said, the effects are actually really good. The giants are
pretty cool.
Including the baby giant. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah.
But like I said, the rest of the effects were great. The only effect that even looked kind of trashy was Scylla, the rock monster.
Okay.
Because it almost looked unfinished. Those in a lot of spaces.
Okay.
And but again, not a deal breaker. You do a flexible rock tentacle monster.
Sure.
It's like, okay, good luck with that. Let me know how that works for you. I think they kind of knew that because they don't show a lot. No, they don't. And
they only do. I think there's one wide shot.
And the thing. Well, and it is an interesting choice because technically it's just the gnashing rocks.
Yeah.
Which is kind of boring. The rocks could have moved in the water and come up underneath them, and they could have done something. They could have animated the rocks, in a fundamental elemental sense.
Yeah.
But they went with monster, and that's the choice they made. And it looked cool. Did what it needed to do. We moved along. Again, none of this stuff is deal breakers at all.
Yeah.
It's still a really, really good movie, and that I will buy on 4K when it comes out.
Yes.
So, there's that. I don't know. What was the other effect was when they were fighting the giants, the trees. Did you catch that?
What, the prison element, or
well, the trees were moving.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how the guys got encircled by the small ones. But then if you watched, even Odysseus realized, he goes, we're running and the trees are moving around us to try to steer or impede.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's cool. But it looked really good too, because it takes a minute. You're running, so everything's moving in your line of sight anyway. But then there's a couple shots where you catch it. You're like, oh, nasty. And then of course everything in this movie revolves around the law of Zeus. Zeus's law. Treat strangers at your door as you would want to be treated, because they may be a god in disguise, which is of course the downfall of everything. I don't know that I would have to go back and reread the source material and determine if that is made a point. But I love the way that Nolan's script ties that to Odysseus and his delay getting home. and why he was delayed getting home, and then the fallout from the victory at Troy. So I was like, that was cool. It came full circle, and I was okay with that. The controversy. Let's talk about controversies for a second. Just one. Lupita Nyong'o, lovely lady, fine actress. Dual role, Helen of Troy and Queen Clytemnestra. In the film, they are twin sisters. They are, in fact, half sisters, but same mother, different fathers. I'm going to be honest. They could cut out her 4 minutes of screen time, and it would not affect this movie at all.
The twin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't, either of those, both of those roles could be gone. It doesn't matter. It does.
It gives a little context.
It gives it. Well, Helen does.
Yeah.
But but really, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to the story they're telling. She wouldn't even have, they could have done anyone. She didn't even need to speak to fulfill the role that she was fulfilling in this. So it's kind of a head fake casting. So it's again, not a deal breaker. I think she's a fine actress, but it's like, in terms of this narrative, it doesn't really even need to be there. So it's like, it's there. It's great. Way to use it. It's weird that she's married to John Bernthal.
Sure.
As Menelaus. And Benny Safdie as Agamemnon, which is hilarious as well. But yeah, so that's that. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 hours, so empty your bladder beforehand and don't overdrink.
Did it literally?
So yeah,
made an announcement about it too.
That is true. You let everyone know with way too much information.
This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
Well, then they started. Never mind. I won't. We won't go into the critics banter.
No, we won't go into the critics banter. But no. So my 3 favorite films before seeing this year. My 3 favorite viewing experiences in no particular order: Project Hail Mary, Sheep Detectives, Young Washington. And now I have a top 4. By a wide margin, the most favorite films I have this year are these 4. And that's quite a, I liked Obsession, but I can't rave about it. Backrooms let me down. So it's just one of those things where this is number 4.
And I don't know the 2 of those that will make my top 10.
Oh, at least I didn't put Evil Dead Burn in that list for you.
Yeah, well,
But so that's where I'm at on this one. I don't know. Is it an 8 out of 10? Maybe it's at least a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's in that area. Absolutely.
So
it's any complaint I have would not be a justifiable reason not to see the film. And I do find, speaking of Evil Dead Burn, briefly here, we'll get to that later. It amazes me that these 2 films are rated the same. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why is this movie rated R?
Maybe
for
the
violence, but it's mostly bloodless.
Yep. If this was Lord of the Rings, it would be PG-13.
Yes, you know what? I do not disagree with that assessment.
It would be complete. It would absolutely be Lord of. It's just astounding to me that this and because it will limit the number of people to see it, and I'm going to guess, and I haven't looked, that the British rating is probably something far more reasonable.
Having said that, then I'll say it. If your kid is 13 and wants to go see it, go with them.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
Any time you thought, well, okay, so this might be the moment where they earn an R rating. They don't.
They don't really know. They really don't.
The Sirens are like, oh, what are they going to do here?
Nope. We're going to show them way over there.
Nothing. Not going to do anything there.
Yeah.
Okay. How about nope? Not that either.
I don't even. Well, I don't even. There's not even a ton of language.
There's one
word.
Yeah.
Once.
I was paying attention for family members who were really interested in knowing.
And you get one in a PG-13.
You absolutely get one, and I think you could probably get as many as you want as far as the world goes these days. Anyway,
Yeah.
but
To me, it's pretty ridiculous that that's where that this gets the same rating as Evil Dead Burn.
And we'll
That's
talk about
not a
that
comment.
rating when we
Yeah.
talk about Evil Dead Burn.
Not a comment on
Any of the actual film or the quality of the film, but
the content. This
it just reveals how broken our system
Our rating
Or-
system is.
or how poorly.
used it is
Yeah.
applied. Anyway.
I will allow it. I will concur. There you go. So there you go. The Odyssey is in theaters this Friday. IMAX if you can.
Yes, absolutely.
It's big. It's an epic. It's an epic. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah. You really. I mean, and it was shot for IMAX, and so it's full IMAX.
Yeah.
If
Shot
you've ne-
entirely with IMAX
Yes.
cameras.
and if you've never seen an IMAX film, this is a great IMAX film to start with.
Yep.
I was. I mean, I didn't. They couldn't get away with not showing us the IMAX,
Considering the emphasis they're putting on it, but
Right.
I would have been incredibly disappointed to have not seen this in IMAX.
Yeah. So there you go. Don't forget to like us, follow us on social media. Go to the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe and like. That helps the algorithm. We live in a world of algorithms. Till we talk again, be good, stay safe. Go see a good movie in theaters. There are plenty out there. This is one of them. So check it out.
Yes.
Till we talk again, be good, stay safe. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See ya.
And we'll talk to y'all later.